It is now 7:06, and with that, we will do a recall to order of a regular meeting. Jackie, can you please start with the roll call?
Amanda Harness.
Here.
Fred Davis.
Here.
Steve Byers.
Here.
Ariel Owens. Christopher Boyce.
Here.
Daisy Ramirez.
Present.
Vante Bynum. Jenna Zimmerman.
Here. All right, next item is public comment. Members of the public who wish to speak to the board should complete a request card prior to the start of the meeting. This section of the meeting will be reserved for comments from the public. All comments should be limited to 3 minutes. Criticism of individuals is not in order. Jackie, do we have any comments?
None.
Thank you. All right, next up is board correspondence. Any board correspondence? No? All right, I do have a statement that I would like to read. Public statement, board correspondence. The board recently received an Open Meetings Act request for review filed with the Public Access Counselor, a branch within the Attorney General's office. The request for review was filed by a local citizen and alleges that the board violated the Open Meetings Act at its May 7, 2024 meeting by taking final action on 2 agenda items that were labeled as information or discussion rather than action. At that meeting, the board voted to convert the 2 agenda items to action items, as the board has done in the past for items that were time sensitive and require no further consideration by the board. The board did this for efficacy purposes when it became clear from the open discussion at the meeting that the board was ready to take final action, despite how the items were labeled on the agenda. No one ever asked the board to change this practice. However, the PAC recently shared 2 unpublished determination letters to the board's legal counsel in which the PAC previously ruled that such a practice violates the Open Meetings Act. Neither the board nor its legal counsel were aware of these unpublished letters until they were disclosed as part of this request for review. To be clear, the PAC does not publicly share its unpublished determination letters unless it receives a specific request. The board's legal counsel will be requesting that the PAC take a more proactive approach in circulating its unpublished letters so that the public bodies can stay abreast of the PAC's legal position and ensure compliance. Notwithstanding the board's disagreement with the PAC's legal position as to this practice, and despite the board's disagreement with the PAC's failure to communicate its position previously, the board will change its practice moving forward to remain in compliance. Thus, the board will no longer take final action on any items labeled as information or discussion on the agenda unless it is also labeled as being for action or possible action. With that said, the board stands by the final actions it took at its May 7th meeting and will not be presenting those matters for another vote. The board believes it did not violate the Open Meetings Act by taking these actions, and the board took these actions prior to having any notice whatsoever of the PAC's position. However, now that the board has noticed of the PAC's position, moving forward, the board will comply with it. The board's legal counsel is preparing any response to the PAC that likely will be filed tomorrow. Any questions from the board? Okay, thank you. Next item is student board correspondence.
So recently I had an interview with WNIJ just about being a student board member, and he'll reach out back to me about different student board members from other districts and stuff. That should come out shortly, I believe. I've been working on a few projects, working on a shared calendar within the DeKalb High School, possibly some other small things for posters, like a poster board maybe, but those are just some things small things I've been working on. And then I'm trying to encourage the students involved with technology, I believe, the SIT conference, trying to spark that interest to see if that's possible to bring back.
Thank you.
Any questions? Thank you. Thank you for everything that you're doing.
Thank you.
All right, next item is the approved consent agenda items. It is recommended that the Board of Education approve the consent agenda items 6B through 6F oh my gosh, let me say this all over again. It's a tongue twister. It is recommended that the Board of Education approve the consent agenda items 6B through 6F board minutes for 6/11/24, 6/12/24, and 6/18/24. Purchase order requisition, personnel actional items, employee contract, elementary restorative dean, and the Wurlitzer Foundation donation as attached. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Ariel Owens,
Yes.
Christopher Boyce,
Yes.
Daisy Ramirez,
Yes.
Vante Bynum,
Yes.
Amanda Harness,
Yes.
Fred Davis,
Yes.
Steve Byers.
Yes.
Thank you. All right, old business, AFI request, instructional assistant, 10 FTE request. This is an action item. It is recommended that the Board of Education approve the addition of 10 FTE instructional assistants to support the increase in student programs needs effective the 2024-2025 school year. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Christopher Boyce,
Yes.
Daisy Ramirez,
Yes.
Vante Bynum,
Yes.
Amanda Harness,
Yes.
Fred Davis,
Yes.
Steve Byers,
Yes.
Ariel Owens.
Yes.
Thank you. Item B, DFSA Letter of Agreement for Pay Adjustment. This is an action item. It is recommended that the Board of Education approve the Letter of Agreement for the pay adjustment for veteran DFSA employees for a pay differential. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Daisy Ramirez,
Yes.
Vante Bynum,
Yes.
Amanda Harness,
Yes.
Fred Davis,
Yes.
Steve Byers,
Yes.
Ariel Owens,
Yes.
Christopher Boyce.
Yes.
Thank you. Item C, School Psychologist Contract, MMC Education Staffing LLC. This is an action item. It is recommended that the Board of Education approve the service agreement with MMC Education Staffing for one school psychologist to be assigned to Huntley Middle School for the 2024-2025 school year. Is there a motion?
So moved. Second.
Roll call?
Vante Bynum,
Yes.
Amanda Harness,
Yes.
Fred Davis,
Yes.
Steve Byers,
Yes.
Ariel Owens,
Yes.
Christopher Boyce,
Yes.
Daisy Ramirez.
Yes. Thank you. Item D, Marigold Pediatric Therapy Agreement. This is an action item. It is recommended that the Board of Education approve the service agreement with Ellen Henning from Marigold Pediatric Therapy. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Christopher Boyce,
Yes.
Daisy Ramirez,
Yes.
Vante Bynum,
Yes.
Amanda Harness,
Yes.
Fred Davis,
Yes.
Steve Byers,
Yes.
Ariel Owens.
Yes.
Thank you. Item E, DFSS Letter of Agreement, Painter Position. It is recommended that the Board of Education approve the 2 letter of agreement related to the addition of the painter position as attached. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Amanda Harness,
Yes.
Fred Davis,
Yes.
Steve Byers,
Yes.
Ariel Owens,
Yes.
Christopher Boyce,
Yes.
Daisy Ramirez,
Yes.
Vante Bynum.
Yes.
Thank you. Item F, Policy Update 5125, Personnel Technology and Social Media Usage and Conduct. It is recommended that the Board of Education approve the updated policy 5125, Personnel Technology and Social Media Usage and Conduct. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Fred Davis,
Yes.
Steve Byers,
Yes.
Ariel Owens,
Yes.
Christopher Boyce,
Yes.
Daisy Ramirez,
Yes.
Vante Bynum,
Yes.
Amanda Harness.
Yes.
Thank you. Item G, Policy Update 6235, District Technology Acceptable Use Policy. It is recommended that the Board of Education approve the updated Policy 6235, District Technology Acceptable Use Policy. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Steve Byers,
Yes.
Ariel Owens,
Yes.
Christopher Boyce,
Yes.
Daisy Ramirez,
Yes.
Vante Bynum,
Yes.
Amanda Harness,
Yes.
Fred Davis.
Yes.
Thank you. Future elementary school business. Do we have any updates?
Only one. So some exciting news was by the new elementary this week, and the gymnasium walls are up, which is also the storm shelter. And it's kind of the first real structure where you can kind of see on the new additions that what it's gonna look like. So I suggest if you haven't already, drive on by and just take a look at it. But all very exciting, and we'll start to see more of those structures just take place and start seeing it come together, but first one's there.
Awesome, thank you.
Thanks.
All right. Any questions about that? No? All right. All right, new business and administration. Item A, Grand Canyon University, Illinois Field Placement Affiliation Agreement. This is an information item brought to us by Ms. Leitra Salas.
Good evening. Grand Canyon University is one of our educational partners that we partnered with in our Grow Your Own and many other programs. But because it's a new partnership, we have this agreement that outlines what our commitment is as the district and their commitment as our educational partner. So we're asking for your approval on that.
Any questions on that?
I guess one question, so like I get how these agreements work with places like Northern, cause the teachers are like right here. How does this work with, I guess, an online platform where I know GCU gets a lot of their students? How do we, I guess, know they're around here?
So they may be and they may not be, because it is an online school, any and everybody could apply, but they have partnered directly with us and they are they are teaching our support staff that are looking to get teacher license, so we do have a partnership with our staff right here. But there are individuals that may apply for their program that live in some average house locally or afar and know they want to relocate to this area, so they still need to do clinical hours, they need to do student teaching. It could be a candidate that does not even live here, but they want to get an experience in Illinois student teaching, or they may be in Illinois and not wanting to travel to Arizona in order to complete their student teaching. So it could vary.
Any other questions? No? Consensus to bring this back?
Yes.
Thank you. All right, item B, Northern Illinois University Affiliation Agreement. This is also an information item brought to us by Ms. Deetra Salas.
Very similar, but it is for NIU, our educational partner right here in town. We have had a long-standing agreement that is outdated, so we have an updated agreement that we're bringing forward for approval.
Any questions for her about that? No? All right, consensus to bring this back?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, next item is item C, MOU, University of Chicago Network for College Success. This is an item that was submitted by Ms. Sarah Montgomery, but is going to be presented by Ms. Sarah Jennings.
Good evening, everybody. This is a renewal of a memo of understanding from the 23-24 school year. It's actually a little cheaper than last year's, and it is paid for by ESSER 3. This memo of understanding will continue to support DeKalb High School and the Network for College Success at the University of Chicago to provide professional development and consultation work related to increasing our numbers of freshmen on track, which is one of our school improvement goals.
Any questions about that?
So I know we just kind of started to pilot this program the last couple of years, so in your professional opinion, how do you feel the Freshman on Track has done for our students that have used it?
So well. It is something that we are focusing on for all freshmen, and we've actually seen an increase from, I wanna say, 78% freshmen on track last school year to now 82%. So we're really pleased with that 4% jump. And I think it's attributed in large part to the fact that we are being so strategic about the ways that we're supporting our students and really looking at that data all the time and going, okay, this needs to be our focus for this time of year. And then moving forward, this needs to be our focus. And we have a great team of teachers and administrators and instructional assistants who are really helping with that too.
Thank you.
Yep.
On top of that, I think as a mom, this is me speaking as a mom, I've also started receiving, I'm a freshman at the high school. I started receiving like behavioral, what do they call
Bag reports.
Bag reports, so it's behavioral attendance grades, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which are great. I mean, it's always great to see that there's no zero on
I know.
bad grades or
I
anything
know.
like that. I actively check the Skyward. I actively, I'm very involved in my daughter's education, but nonetheless, it's always, I think as a parent to receive those emails and to know that, people are actively keeping track of our kids is great, because it keeps us on track as well to reference back Skyward if you're not checking it and so forth. So great job with that.
Thank you for that feedback. Yeah, I think, and it's got those tips at the bottom, like check Skyward, contact so-and-so if you need this.
Right, and then it has all, like, everyone's, like, it's almost like the team that's built for support,
Yes.
the support team to support your child in the event that they were to need help. And I know that, like I said, I witnessed it firsthand, and I appreciate that information.
Thank you.
Do we want to also mention,
We also want to mention that as freshmen are moving to being sophomores, that the strategies that have been used with the freshmen, some of those strategies will be moving on to the sophomore, so that there's continuity with the programming. I just want to make sure that everybody understands that. It's not going to cost us anymore, it just means that those teachers and that staff will be supporting the next level of staffing.
Exactly, yeah, that's a good point. Thank you.
Any other questions, comments?
Thank you.
Thanks again. Consensus to bring this back?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. All right, and then the next thing is superintendent report.
You know what that means, look at that, it's like 7:22 or something, right? All right, ladies and gentlemen, first and foremost, I want to call to your attention over to this wall where our core values are. The gentleman sitting next to Rita is our new security manager. Everybody might know Matt, as he's been around the district for a little bit. So we have some excellent expectations. He's already dived in, he's doing all kinds of things right now, getting himself ready. And Tammy has been working with him, Shauna and Jackie, Deetra, everybody's been helping support him to make sure that he gets what he needs to stay on top of things. So thank you so much, Matt, and welcome aboard one more time.
Welcome.
I want to take the time, so I don't have summer data quite just yet because summer school just finished recently, but I'll have that for the next meeting. I do want to though say thank you to everyone who did work summer school, whether it was at the high school, over at NIU, working with NIU, or at the elementary building. I do want to also commend the Boys and Girls Club for really putting forth an effort in the work that they did to try to bring us all together. What that looks like yet, again, I don't have the actual data yet, but I will have it for the next time. I do know that our attendance for summer programming was top of line this year, so it's one of the things that we noticed was best over the last 3 years that we've had. So that I think is very commendable to everyone. And then one final thing, I want to congratulate, in relation to summer school, I want to thank Chardon, who was our principal or is our lead facilitator of summer program, and also congratulate her as she is being promoted to a principal, however, not here in the district, but in Yorkville. So she has decided to take a position closer to home, but the fact that one of our assistant principals has been able to be offered a position as a principal in another district says a lot about the kind of work and support that they've been able to get here. So I know she was very excited about that, and she was very grateful to everybody for the support and assistance that she received from everyone. So I'm very excited for her. Next up, another congratulations, Melinda Cattell from the high school has accepted the position as a principal at Caneland High School. And you might remember that as James Horn left DeKalb to go be the principal there. She is now promoted to becoming a principal, although at Caneland, but that also says in something else that one of our APs move up to be principals. And she's very excited for that, and we congratulate her. By the way, James has now become the director of curriculum for the same district, so people moving up, right? And then one final congratulations is to Mike Trevilian, who has been our grant manager, has been offered the position as Director of Grant Management for Elgin. So a much bigger district with a lot more funding and a title where he will be the director and have 6 grant writers under him to be able to work. So all these folks are promoted to bigger positions, not better district, sorry, not better districts, but a better, bigger, position. And so we congratulate them, we wish them luck. We, of course, are gonna take some of that credit. All of us will take some of that credit as they get promoted, moving up. It says great things about what the district is doing on behalf of people. So thank you to everybody on that. And with that, I'm going to stop talking and hand it back to the president. Thank you.
All right, any last questions, comments, concerns? No? Well, congrats to everyone. That means some openings are becoming available, so hopefully people will consider, and if so, follow up with Dr. Garcia Sanchez or Ms. Deetra Salas. Okay, and with that, it is now 7:25, and it is recommended that the Board of Education will adjourn. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great night.
Record.